All right, I am back. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. All right, so technical difficulties. Things always show up. It was a hardware problem. So I said 1:30, but I decided to show up early. So here I am. So I'm going to go ahead and just play some music until people show up, and then we can begin. I've changed the description to Our Soul Song. I thought I'd just go straight to what I initially intended, and we can touch in on those other things that's obviously related if one wishes. Of course, you have to watch this from the beginning in order to know where I'm going, be it that nobody's here at this point. All right, here we go. Let's go listen to some music. All right, so I had technical difficulties. I had to deal with some hardware problems, so I had to stop the original first stream that I was doing and come back. So here I am. So I'm going to go ahead and play some more music there for a little while, allow other people to come back in, and we can begin. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it very much. And hopefully something turns out to the benefit of all who participate in this for this afternoon. All right. So thanks again. I'll be back as people start to come in. All right. Thanks. All right, so let's just go ahead and get started. Um, yeah, it was a hardware issue. I have an old interface, and well, things with wires and plugs and all this other stuff, it starts to go wonky. I've had issues with it before, but I haven't had it of late, and so out of the way, as you can probably tell, you can hear me now. Yay! So cool. You know. All right, so I'm gonna try to figure out what the best. Okay, all right. Um, I wouldn't mind waiting a little bit longer for others to come in. That way, everybody can be somewhat on the same page. Okay, that's the whole reason for doing the live thing, right? So I'm gonna just go ahead and play some more music or something, and kind of wait for people to come in. I, you know, I think that's probably a better thing to do at this stage. What do you think? How about everybody that's here? Got two people involved. Is there anybody else watching? Because I can't tell. And if you are, please go ahead and let me know in the chat that you're here. Um, I have to do that after. I didn't have time to do that, Daphne. I tried to do it on my phone, and for some reason, I couldn't go in and change that because I couldn't find it. It was just really weird. It's different on the computer than it is on the phone, at least the phone that I have. So I just hadn't had time to get around to it today. But thanks for reminding me. I will do that later on. Hi, Benson. Hey, brother. Cool. Okay, so I guess we can go ahead and get started. Why not, right? Everybody else can catch up if they wish, if they want to. Um, so there was a couple perspectives in which I was going to look at this. I was going to look at it through grid work, okay, and the tribal shield, of course, because it's all connected, and that is our soul song. But there's different ways to utilize your personal soul song. Your personal soul song is not something you've, well, let me rephrase that. My experience, okay, is that I've created a lot of things through my soul song, okay? And that really has nothing to do with anything other than what is going on within me internally. I will go into a language state. Okay, let me rephrase. Let me phrase. I'll just repeat it. I will go into a language state of being where things that are coming out of my mouth. This has to do with music. Okay, you don't have to play an instrument or anything for this to happen. Okay, don't have to have any background in music or anything like that. Okay, just saying. This is the way that I've done it for years, and that is I start praying in the spirit. Okay, you probably heard that term before, but this is your soul song because what's coming out of you is coming out of the core of you. Okay, and from out of the core of you comes information that can be translated into a form that can be beneficial to you as a reminder and to others. And this is what I've been doing through songs. Most of the songs I do are like that in one way, shape, or form. Um, I've written a song, and I have a couple versions, actually three versions of The Love We Have Always Been. The last thing or version that I did of it is in Italian. Okay, and it's because one of the languages that were coming through me when I was singing in the spirit sounded like Italian. It's a bit of a story, and it's very cool to talk about. Actually, I won't go into it right now in depth because it's pretty involved. But that was the next thing I did with it, and this is in correlation to what I would be talking about as being related to, as far as within a collective practice. Okay, in regard to the tribal shield and to that which you would be utilizing within grid work. Okay. And like I said, there's various techniques and things that I could show you, which I will do at a later date because I have to go over there to my keyboard, which would be best suited in order to try to go over this and kind of explain it so that it can be a practical application for you. But I thought this would be a good place to start and just kind of bring certain things to our attention because, again, like I have been talking about for some time now on my channel, is that things have to be accessible. They have to be simple enough to where it becomes practical, and you don't have to work so hard at it. You just have to know what you've already known, and it's more or less instinctual. So I thought, the next stream that I do would be focusing on that. I think that's really the direction to go. So, what do you think? And because I don't want to do anything unless people are interested in that. So, if you could, within the chat, respond to what I just said, if you understand where I was going with that and what I'm talking about, if you could, please go ahead and put your input or just comment concerning it so I know where you stand. Okay? All right, I'm going to go to some music here, and I'll come back after I see as far as what you guys have written. Okay? All right, thanks. We are the love we've always been. 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 Yes, we Okay. Yeah, we can get into the grid work and um, into techniques that would be involved, you know, prior to doing that. But I really wanted to focus on our soul song. Within Keylontic science, the reference to soul song is in regard to the tribal shield. Okay? But I've known it on a practical application level independent of any of that. And this goes back 40 years. Okay? So this is something that I can teach that's not going to take you that long to learn how to do, because it's sort of like getting back on that bicycle that you haven't been on for a long time, perhaps, and it just becomes natural to you. All right? And it's extremely valuable, it's an extremely valuable practice. It'll put you in a state of conscious awareness and move you in directions that nothing else will outside of your personal meditation. But it certainly will enhance your own personal meditations. It's quick. That's the thing. For me, it's over the years, it's all about how quick can I do this, you know? You should be able to drop into things quickly. You shouldn't have to take months or whatever in order to do something. That's just, sorry, I'm just going to use the word absurd. You don't need to do that. You know, you can learn and go through the process of different things in regard to educating yourself about certain things, but in regard to practical application, it needs to be something that you can do within the moment, within a nanosecond. You should be able to shift and have a very specific intention in the process of that shift. Very specific intention. Okay, so all right on. My soul, sound, and language is making a comeback. I like that. That's cool. Well, that's we're going to get into that then. I can. It's something that I better demonstrate rather than something that I could talk about. Okay, because that's the reason why I would like to be over at the keyboard. It's much more relaxed to be over the keyboard rather than having another instrument for accompaniment. Um, you don't have to have an instrument for an accompaniment, but that's my preference. Okay, and it just I'm just kind of used to having some kind of instrument with me while I'm doing it because I'm a songwriter and so on and so forth. It's just they go hand in hand with me. Your soul song is your um, is your signature sound within you that you sing, Daphne. That's why it's called a song. It's a harmonious expression. You don't have to be a singer. You know, outside of this field, everybody's a singer. Okay, but in this body, not everybody is, and that's fine. But it doesn't matter. You don't have to. It's just let it come. Like I said, you know, it's kind of hard for me to talk about this. It's easier for me to demonstrate it, but I have to shift everything around and set it up so that I can do it over there by my keyboard. Okay. I, I just really wanted to present it today and kind of just see if anybody is really interested in and diving into that because you'll see how it applies to a lot of things that you already do. I mean, you're already doing it with internally within you. What I'm referring to is bringing it out in a way that you may have never experienced here within this incarnation yet. And I am talking about singing in a different language. I'm not talking about singing in Anahazi or anything like that. I'm talking about when I do it, it sounds like a multitude of languages. Okay, and it's not contemplated. It's coming out of my core. Okay, so it's yeah, and I can say where the feeling comes from. The feeling comes right out of your belly. The feeling comes out of your belly. That's the emotional center. Okay, for the your consciousness band within this field, that's your emotional center. So you can feel it. It feels like something bubbling up within you. Okay, you can call it living water if you want, or crystal river, because they're one and the same. Yeah. Well, like I said, once I mean next live stream, I'm going to prepare to do that. Hopefully, it works out okay. But I'm going to demonstrate it. Okay, and I have to do some preparation before I can, you know, demonstrate it the way that it should be. So I have to be led, and I have to prepare for it as well. Okay, but this is just trying to get people's feet wet and interested. And if you're interested, as it seems to me that you are, I'll go ahead and do that. So I'm not sure exactly when the stream will be, but it'll be soon. Okay. Well, one thing, oh, I wish, okay, I'm reading comments, all right. I wish I had recorded my soul song 40 years ago. Glad to be interested in this again. Awesome. Okay, but your soul song is, it's like you're always singing the new song within you. It's your signature, meaning it's you that's unique, but it's always new. Always new. Every time you do, when you go into that state, it's always new. You can think of it as being spontaneous. Okay, it's fresh and new each time that you go into that space and exercise that. Okay, I've never had it the same ever because it doesn't work that way. Cool. Thanks, Benson. He says that would be wonderful. Definitely would like to see that. I would love for you guys to experience it. Not necessarily what I'm doing, although that's cool. But I would. The idea is for you to experience it personally. That's the whole thing. It's to add to your meditation life and the quality of your life, and be able to tap into the deep recesses of your soul. You know, some of these teachings out there. No offense. I don't mean this in a negative way at all. But a lot of teachings don't teach this, some of these simple things. Okay, and there's a lot of simplicity to this that's kind of got lost. And these are things that I know. This is not based off of other people's teachings. Okay, its experience is very vital. Because what comes with experience is the process of knowing. It's not believing something; it's knowing it. So that's what's important for me to be able to share that, so people can experience things and know. You know, it's not a matter of question; they just know. That's it makes it a lot easier for us to co-create with one another when we know, right? Yeah, because there's an assurity with what we're doing. A confidence. Yeah. So I think that's kind of it today. There's things I could go over, but does anybody have anything they want to add? I know this was kind of short. I tried this earlier for those who had just come in. I tried to do this earlier, as Daphne will attest to, and a couple others. But I had technical difficulties, and there was a hardware issue. And fortunately, it was able to get fixed quickly. But I had to bail on the initial stream, and I deleted all that in order to do this again. So um, that's the story. So I'm kind of. I think I really don't have anything else to say unless people have any questions or add anything that I can bring my own input into. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, there's some courses that I would like to put together. Speaking of that, Benson, there's some courses I would love. I mean, I got a lot of things in the archive, that I've been wanting to do, just can't do it, haven't been able to. So, but along those lines, there is some courses that I would like to put together that would be able to teach people how to play enough to where they can accompany themselves. And it doesn't have to be, the thing of it is about the soul song, it's like you're not following somebody else's structure. Okay, this is not about singing something that's been written or anything like that. It's you in that moment, you know and so I've been considering this for a while, to have like a course where I can tune the guitar, an open tuning, and then show some basic things that people could, you know, progressively learn faster than within a traditional sense, enough so that you can accompany yourself in the process of, your meditation, your soul song. And I would really love to be able to do that, and figure out how people can get an inexpensive but decent acoustic guitar, you know, to be able to purchase along with that. I love to be able to do that. There's a lot of things I really love to be able to do, and that would be one of them. You know. Oh no, it's cool. Like I said, Benson, it did. I had technical difficulties when I first went streaming at 12 p.m. And so I had to fix that. And Daphne will let you know about that. I had to work that out. So I came back on after I fixed it. So it's great to have you here, brother. Yeah. Well, you know how it works, man. You just do what you can. And fortunately, I was able to remedy the problem rather quickly. So that's awesome. It's the reason why I came on quicker than I said that I would. So I came back on rather quicker than I said I would. Yeah, that's really a good way to put it. It's a freeing experience. That's really, I mean, I had on a side note, I had written a song about a year and a half ago, I guess. It's called, um, what the heck is it called? I have to look it up. It's an Anahazi, but what it means is freedom now. And it's very powerful, actually. Very powerful. So you've heard the end clip of it where I'm singing in a three-part harmony, and I'm playing an acoustic guitar riff, and then I'm harmonizing with three parts vocally over that part. That's the end of that song, actually. Yeah, there's a whole lot to be said about a lot of this. I don't want to. I'm digressing, but there's a whole lot to be said about intention within any harmonic um, utilization. Okay, regardless of where the frequency's at, because you hold within you the master command code, and you can align the frequency with an intention. It's sort of like an A to D converter. Excuse me, A T or which is analog to digital. So like digital to analog conversion, kinda. That's a way to kind of look at it. If anybody knows what that is, if not, that's okay. It's not that important. But what's what is important is that you have the ability to be able to align any frequency within you because you hold the master command code. You are a God sentient being, after all. That's another thing that's overlooked. Music is life. Yes, I have a T-shirt that says "Music is essential." Yeah, because we're in a construct that is musical. I mean, that's the design. It's designed. It's a lot of ways to look at it, but one of the ways, definitely to look at it, is harmonically, for sure. Yeah. So that's the way. That's the reason why we're able to express it the way that we are within it, because the design of the construct is that. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. You have to excuse me here. I have to stare at the screen to try to figure out what you guys are writing because my eyesight's not that great, and it's far enough away from me where I have to do that. So, well, Daphne asked the question about the grid work. What I was going to share about that in the tribal shield. Well, if you want, I could share that. I'll tell you what. How about this, folks? Because I really want to focus on the soul song thing, but that has to be another stream. And I also want to contemplate the idea. And if I can, I would like to talk to you, Benson, about the possible course or something. Maybe we can collaborate on that. We'll talk, okay? After this stream, if we can get together and talk, that'd be cool, okay? There's other things that you would like to discuss as well, I know. Um, so let me know if that's something you want to do. Anyhow, um, so I'll go ahead and kind of close out with um, Q zones and Q sites, okay? Because it's not as long. Well, gosh, dog it. It's going to be okay. It's going to be a little lengthy. So all this is pre-recorded stuff, all right, for your benefit, okay. And if you let me know if you want to listen to it, it'll take probably, I don't know, about half an hour or so for me to play everything that I haven't would be playing, and then I'll just close it out with the tribal shield that I play, the video that I did with mandolin and flute, okay, and I can close it out with that. And then keep in mind those things you can go on. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I have this stuff in Patreon or not. I mean, you have to excuse me. I do so many things, it's hard for me to kind of keep track of what I've been doing. Sometimes I think I've done things, and sometimes I think I haven't done things, and I have done them. It's so. Anyhow, I'll go back over it. As far as those who are not familiar, I can go over the tribal names and pronunciation and so on and so forth. Okay, which I'll do all this here, but I can, I have PDFs that I have put together. I'm pretty sure I got them. I have them in Patreon. Um, but anyhow, to be able to go over the suffixes independently as well. Okay, the suffixes. Okay, as an example, to suffix tribe 12. Araza, Arazotara. Okay, the Ra, Ayazota, and then Ra is the suffix tone added to that for that tribe tone, because we're talking about tones. I was thinking about this last night, and I figured out an easier way to kind of understand this. And I don't know if anybody remembers having a touch tone phone, and you would dial in a number and it would have a particular tone, and that's what identified that address to be called. You can think of this in the same way. Okay. So anyhow, yeah, I'll go ahead and play this if unless there's something else anybody wants to add. Best daily practice, your soul song. That's your best daily practice. I've been kind of sitting on this for about a year and a half, if not 2 years, whether or not I should present it, because it's so different from what's out there. Oh, okay. Thanks, Benson. Benson just got done saying it, that I do have it there in Patreon. Cool. I thought I did. It just sometimes things are kind of difficult to keep track of. I like what I did for I remember doing the Show de right, and which was in 3 parts or 4 parts. I'm not quite sure. But long story short is that 6 months after I did it, I had forgot that I did it, and I kept reminding myself that I needed to do something with that. And then I went into Patreon and I seen that I had already did it. It's like that. It's been like that for some time. I'm just now starting to slow down well enough to where I'm able to slow down. Uh, not being feel pressed, to be able to get my bearings, so to speak. That's the light way of putting it. Anyhow, so I'm going to go ahead and play this stuff, and I'll be closing it out with the tribal shield being sung, and the suffixes at the end of that. You'll see where it comes in at, okay? And it'll make sense in correlation to the things that will precede that, which will be voiceovers of pre-recorded voiceovers of myself. So let me move over to this. Oop. Hello, how are you? And if you could, like and share. Subscribe if you haven't, perhaps. All right, so I'm going to go over this. And blessings to you folks. And we'll talk soon. All right, thank you. The reality of spiritual integration. Spiritual actualization is as much a function of divine physics as it is a product of divine consciousness. The natural primal order of universal structure sets the templates of manifestation to which consciousness must conform to enter the experience of manifest expression within a space-time matter system. The personal Christos Marharic Shield manifestation template and the Christos Tribal Shield species manifestation template are microcosmic replicas of the macrocosmic primal order upon which the universal and cosmic structure are built. The personal D12 Christos Divine Blueprint Maharic Shield connects each individual Christos self to the larger D12 Christos Divine Blueprint of the species. The D12 Christos Divine Blueprint is called the Tribal Shield. To understand the realities of personal spiritual integration and actualization, in order to fulfill our personal life purpose, it is important to comprehend the basic primal order structure of energy, the personal D12 Maharic Shield and the D12 species tribal shields through which our consciousness manifests in time. The secrets to reclaiming the divine birthrights and responsibilities of the angelic human heritage are hidden within the realities of the tribal shield and the specific fire letter sequences of the tribal shield that manifest within and govern the function of the angelic human DNA template. The key to spiritual actualization is activation of the dormant personal 12-strand DNA template. The most rapid means of activating the dormant angelic human 12-strand DNA template is through activation of the tribal shield. The species D12 Christos Divine Blueprint, which represents the core programming of the personal D12 Maharic Shield. Activating the tribal shield. The 12-dimensional tribal shield is the dormant species divine blueprint within the DNA template core of the angelic human races of the 4 evolutionary rounds. The frequencies of energy and dimensions of consciousness of the 1728 simultaneous selves of the personal eternal Christos identity can be activated in one incarnation through a sequential activation of the fire letter sequences or flame codes of the tribal shield. The flame code fire letters within the DNA template are the DNA signet codes that corresponds to Earth's 12 primary stargates and the planetary shields through which the planetary body manifests. The flame codes serve as the core foundation of the personal 12-strand DNA template. The DNA template flame codes of the tribal shield allow for the primal life force currents of the density 5 dimensions, 13, 14, and 15, Ki-Ra-She, primal light fields, and the Kundalini primal sound fields from the energy matrix, which is beyond the 15-dimensional time matrix, to embody more fully within the angelic human form. A fire letter is a fixed point of consolidated frequency that holds specific frequencies of consciousness into manifest form. The manifest templates, or divine blueprints of all things manifest, are built upon intricate patterns of interwoven fire letters called fire letter sequences. The flame codes of the angelic human personal DNA template and species tribal shield are composed of the same fire letter sequences that make up the divine blueprint of the Earth's planetary shields. Activation of the tribal shield sets into motion simultaneous firing or activation of the 144 fire letters, 12 fire letter sequences of the 12-strand DNA template, expediting the natural evolutionary process of soul, oversoul, and Christos avatar identity integration through progressively opening the trans-time DNA template stargates. Activating the 12-strand DNA template allows the D12 frequency of the universal Christos Marahata current to activate within and run through the angelic human DNA template and into the Earth's planetary shields. Activation of the Marahata current within groups of angelic humans on Earth allows for collective anchoring of the D12 planetary Christos divine blueprint, the shield of Arimatena, to achieve fulfillment of angelic humanity's sacred commission of the planetary Christos realignment mission. Tribal shield activation creates Q zones. Q zones are locations on Earth where a small portion of Earth's D12 shield of Arimatena Christos blueprint has been reset within Earth's planetary shields. Now, during stellar activation cycles, Q zones can manually be set by individuals or groups running the D12 Marahata current, therefore activating the tribal shield to draw in the Kundalini primal sound frequencies. Then singing the 12-tribe master psalm suffixes and running the tones through the body, through the feet, and into Earth's planetary shields. Now, after running the master psalm suffixes, one then can allow the song of the Christos soul, which is the tones of the personal D12 Maharic shield, in other words, the Elohim within, to run into the planetary shields. The personal soul song will create a back song transmission of frequency from Earth's planetary shields, a set of healing frequencies sent back to you in response to activating your soul song in Earth's planetary shields. Now, once set, Q zones will remain for a period of 3.5 to 5 years. Depending on the strength of the energy originally set, they can be recharged using the same setting procedure to last indefinitely. Q zones are safe zone areas on the planet that are protected from interdimensional interference. They can be used to amplify effects of energy healing applications to charge objects and substances with subharmonics of D12 Christos frequency, and when used with the personal temporary Maharic seal, to get clear, protected mediation space free from interdimensional interference. Now, Q zones are keyed to Earth's planetary Templar, which are the Q sites. These are the activation sites for Earth's 12 primary stargates that corresponds to the 12 primary stargates of inner Earth. And they can be used as connection portals to the portals of inner Earth territories. This in order to create telepathic relationship with inner Earth guardian races in case of global crisis. Araya zotara zafadun aturda maahutaku uyun zuzenki chiazun ya leongum mihatakra oi ramian shrivdaum iona tua tielu nu aguhalike amikasani tordu maahali bruel Aishutu ishur Araya zotara Zafadun aturda Maahutaku Uyun zuzenki Chiazun ya leongum Mihatakra oi Ramian shrivdaum Iona tua tielu nu aguhalike Amikasani tordu Maahali bruel Aishutu ishur Araya zotara Zafadun aturda Maahutaku Uyun zuzenki Chiazun ya leongum Mihatakra oi Ramian shrivdaum Iona tua tielu nu aguhalike Amikasani tordu Maahali bruel Aishutu ishur Araya zotara Zafadun aturda Maahutaku Uyun zuzenki Chiazun ya leongum Mihatakra oi Ramian shrivdaum Iona tua tielu nu aguhalike Amikasani tordu Maahali bruel Aishutu ishur Araya zotara Zafadun aturda Maahutaku Uyun zuzenki Chiazun ya leongum Mihatakra oi Ramian shrivdaum Iona tua tielu nu aguhalike Amikasani tordu Maahali bruel Aishutu ishur Araya zotara Zafadun aturda Maahutaku Uyun zuzenki Chiazun yan leongum Mihatagra Runyan shrivdaum Iona tua tielu nu aguhalike Amikasani tordu Mahale pruel Aishutu ishur Zotara Zafaduna Torda Mautaku Oyunzuzanki Chiazun Yamleon Mihatangrao Ramyana Shrifdao Iona Tuatielio Nuhagu Halike Omikasan Itardo Mahalepuel Aishu Tuishu Oh,